You don't lose to lies because you're naive. You lose because her lies sound true. She says she doesn't care about money. She says she's never done this before. She says she wants a nice guy. And every word feels real because she believes it while she's saying it. That's the secret. These aren't lies told to fool you. They're lies told to protect her control. But in this video, we're decoding all 7. What they are, why she uses them, and how to respond without losing your balance. Keep watching, because the truth isn't what she says. It's what she repeats when you stop asking. Before you judge her, ask yourself this. How many times have you ignored your instincts just to keep the peace? How often did you feel the mismatch between her words and actions, but chose to believe the words anyway? That's not weakness, that's hope. And hope is exactly how emotional manipulation survives. This video isn't about blaming her. It's about reclaiming your awareness. Because you can't protect your heart if you refuse to see how it's being played. If you're ready to see through what once blinded you, hit like and subscribe. This is where growth starts. Now tell me in the comments, what moment made you realize something felt off, even when everything looked right? Keep watching. The first truth you need to face is closer than you think. Number 1. I'm not talking to anybody else, just you. You've heard it before, that soothing sentence that feels like ownership wrapped in affection. You smile, thinking you're the one she chose, that the game is over and you've won. But then, she's online at midnight. The do not disturb sign is on her status, but her light is green. She replies to your text 2 hours later with a soft apology and a heart emoji. It feels genuine until it doesn't. Here's the truth. When a woman says she's not talking to anyone else, what she usually means is she hasn't chosen anyone yet. That phrase isn't about loyalty, it's about leverage. She's in her evaluation phase, observing, comparing, filtering. It's not malice, it's strategy. Women understand something most men ignore: emotional optionality. Keeping doors open isn't dishonesty, it's security. She's not lying to you because she hates you. She's lying because she doesn't want to lose the freedom of having a choice. Look at her behavior, not her words. Does she initiate plans or only respond when you do? Does she invest her time when you're not convenient? Real exclusivity shows through consistency, not declarations. A woman who truly sees you as the one doesn't keep the audition room open. She cancels the casting call. Men often fall for verbal exclusivity because it soothes the ego. It's easier to believe you've been chosen than to confront the uncertainty of being one among many. But here's the paradox. When you stop seeking that verbal reassurance, you actually become the one who holds the power. Why? Because confidence without confirmation is magnetic. So stop waiting for her to confirm what you already feel insecure about. Watch what she does when you pull back. If she moves closer, you were never one of many. If she disappears, she never planned to stay. She's not wrong for exploring her options. She's protecting her emotional investments. But you're wrong if you let her play banker with your self-worth. A woman can have choices. That's her right. But a man should never make himself the waiting list. She's not the villain for keeping her options open. But you'll be the fool if you pretend that being her favorite text at 10 p.m. means you're her only one. Because here's the bottom line. She's allowed to choose. You're allowed to walk away. Number 2. He's just a friend. That line has ended more arguments than it ever should. It's the universal pause button women press when a man's intuition starts buzzing. You ask about a guy she keeps mentioning, and she smiles, calm, amused, almost maternal. Oh, him. He's just a friend. But you've seen the late-night texts. You've seen the way her eyes light up when she reads his name. You've watched her laugh harder at his jokes than she does at yours. Still, you tell yourself not to be jealous. You don't want to look insecure. You swallow that feeling and call it trust. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Just a friend often means emotional insurance. He's not random. He's the safety net she keeps for validation when the main connection weakens. It's not always physical. It's psychological. When women say, he's just a friend, what they often mean is, he's my reminder that I still have options. Humans crave security. For women, that security often comes through emotional attention, a sense of being desired, admired, or understood. If she's feeding that need somewhere else, it doesn't always mean she's cheating, but it does mean you're not her only source of emotional supply. Here's how you know the difference between a true friend and a hidden substitute. Pay attention to access and boundaries. Does she text him when she's upset at you? Does she defend that friendship more fiercely than she defends your relationship? Does she say you're overreacting instead of offering transparency? That's not friendship. That's a backup plan. The smartest move isn't to accuse her. It's to observe. A man who demands proof loses frame. A man who quietly sets boundaries earns respect. Let your actions say what your words can't. If you need him to fill what I'm here to give, then I'm not staying in the room. Don't fight for position against a friend. Competing with her backup is a game designed for you to lose. The more you chase validation, the more she'll compare. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply not play. Because when you step back, two things happen. Either she closes that side channel, or she follows it and reveals her choice. And when that happens, remember this. The moment she insists he's just a friend is often the moment he stops being one, at least in her mind. Number 3. I'm not ready for a relationship. That one stings. You hear it, and it feels mature, honest even. She looks down, maybe fidgets with her phone, says it softly so you don't take it too hard. I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. And like a gentleman, you nod. You tell yourself, it's fine. She just needs time. You wait. You text occasionally. Keep things light. But 2 weeks later, there she is, smiling in someone else's photo, holding a drink, her hand resting on another man's chest. What happened? Did she suddenly get ready? Here's the truth. When a woman says she's not ready for a relationship, most of the time she means she's not ready with you. It's not that her heart's under construction. It's that you don't fit the design. That line is an emotional cushion, soft enough to fall on without breaking your pride. Women rarely tell you directly, I'm not that interested, because confrontation risks drama, guilt, and closure she's not ready to give. So she wraps rejection in politeness. The difference between not ready and not interested lies in her consistency. If she truly isn't ready, she'll create distance with everyone. She'll withdraw from the dating scene altogether. But if she's not ready and still flirting, posting thirst traps, or entertaining late-night texts, then she's not healing. She's shopping. And here's the harsh but freeing truth. You're not the one she's undecided about. You're the control variable she uses to measure what she actually wants. So stop waiting for her readiness to change. Readiness isn't a timeline. It's a choice. And when she meets someone who triggers the right emotions, she'll suddenly feel ready overnight. Your move isn't to chase, prove, or convince. Your move is silence. Withdraw your energy, not to manipulate her, but to preserve your dignity. Because nothing makes a woman reevaluate faster than the quiet of a man who no longer seeks her approval. If she comes back, it's not because she became ready. It's because she realized you were the option she couldn't replace. But if she doesn't, good. She just saved you from being the practice run for someone else's real thing. Remember this. When she says she's not ready for a relationship, believe her. Then act like a man who already graduated from waiting class. Number 4. I've never done this before. Or its twin sister. I don't usually do this. It sounds innocent, charming even. That little nervous laugh, the soft eyes, the shy tone, as if you've unlocked a version of her no one else has ever seen. In that moment, your ego inflates quietly. You tell yourself, I must be special. But let's be clear. This line isn't about truth. It's about theatre, scarcity theatre. It's a performance designed to make a moment feel rare, to make you feel chosen. It's not deceit in the malicious sense, it's emotional marketing. When a woman says, I don't usually stay out this late, while she's literally staying out this late, she's telling you two stories, one about her and one about who she wants you to believe she is. It's her way of saying, don't mistake this version of me for who I am with everyone else. And that's the trick, because men fall hardest when they believe they're the exception. The illusion of exclusivity disarms logic. It makes you invest faster, feel deeper, chase harder. You think she's letting you into something sacred, when in reality, she's just mastering the art of framing. It's human nature to protect our image while pursuing connection. Women, especially, are conditioned to appear controlled. Not too easy, not too wild. So when she crosses a line she's already comfortable with, she softens it with that phrase. It's not that she's lying, she's managing perception. Here's the test. When someone says, I don't usually do this, pause and ask yourself, is her behavior consistent with her words? Because truth never needs a disclaimer. If she truly doesn't usually do this, she'll stop before doing it. She won't narrate her boundaries while crossing them. And if she does go through with it, remember, the moment she's trying to make you feel rare is the moment you're probably just next in line. So how do you handle it? With composure. You don't shame her, and you don't fall for it either. You enjoy the moment without mistaking it for a miracle. You keep your center. Because a man with frame doesn't chase the illusion of rarity. He creates it by not needing to be the exception. The truth is simple. When she whispers, I've never done this before, what she's really saying is, I don't want you to see me the way I see myself. And that's when you should see her clearly and stay grounded anyway. Number 5. All my exes were toxic. It sounds like vulnerability. The tone is soft, the eyes a little distant. She's opening up, telling you her past was filled with pain. You feel empathy. You want to be the man who's different, who heals her. That's exactly why this line works. But pause for a second. If every man she's ever dated was toxic, what does that say about her choices? Or worse, what does it say about her accountability? This isn't about blaming women. It's about patterns. When someone repeats the same story with different faces, it's not bad luck. It's a loop, the victim loop. In that loop, every ex is the villain. Every relationship ends because she was too good, too loving, too patient. She tells it like a tragic movie, where she's the heroine who keeps choosing the wrong man. But if you listen carefully, the details don't align. The red flags always belong to the other person. There's never a moment of self-reflection. Here's what's really happening. She's rewriting her past to protect her ego. Blaming others is easier than asking, why do I keep choosing the same kind of man? That self-inquiry is painful, so she avoids it by turning every ex into a cautionary tale. And if you're not careful, you'll step right into that pattern. Because when you date someone who always plays the victim, you automatically get cast as the next villain the moment you stop playing the hero. You'll recognize it early. She talks about her exes with emotional precision, long monologues about betrayal, crazy behavior, manipulation, yet never admits what kept her there. She needs you to believe she's pure so that you'll try harder not to hurt her. But understand this. Guilt is a leash. The moment you let her story become your responsibility, she controls the narrative. So what should you do? Listen once, don't judge. But take mental notes. The way she talks about her past is how she'll talk about you once it's over. A woman who's healed will say, "Some relationships didn't work. I learned a lot." A woman still stuck in the loop will say, "All my exes were toxic." It's not a confession. It's a warning. And when she says it, don't rush to prove you're different. Just smile gently and remember, the moment she makes every man before you the monster, she's already setting up the story where you'll play the same role, once you stop doing what she wants. Number 6. I don't care about money. It sounds refreshing, doesn't it? You hear it and think, finally, a woman who values love over luxury. She says it with confidence, maybe even pride. I make my own money. I don't care if a man is rich. But then you notice something curious. Her standards don't live where her words do. She might not demand a millionaire, but she's not dating a man with no plan either. And that's the part most men miss. When a woman says she doesn't care about money, what she really means is she cares about what money represents. Stability, safety, direction. Money isn't just currency to her, it's context. It's a signal of competence, consistency, and control. This isn't greed, it's instinct. For women, security is emotional oxygen. It's not about yachts or designer bags. It's about knowing she won't have to become the man in the relationship just to survive. But men often hear that sentence and relax. They stop striving. They tell themselves, "She loves me for who I am," which sounds noble until who you are becomes stagnant. Attraction doesn't live in comfort. It lives in momentum. A woman can admire your hustle even when your wallet's thin. What she can't admire is your indifference. Because the man who says money isn't everything while scrolling aimlessly through life radiates one thing: passivity. Let's be clear, she doesn't need you to buy her the world. She just needs to believe you're building one. The mistake isn't being broke, it's being comfortable there. You don't lose women because you don't have money. You lose them because you stop chasing purpose. So when she says, "I don't care about money," hear the translation: I care about potential. I care about drive. I care that you're going somewhere. A woman doesn't stay because you pay her bills. She stays because your presence feels like progress. The truth? She doesn't need your wealth. She needs your vision. And if you have that, she'll walk through the grind with you. But the moment she senses you've surrendered, that's when she starts drifting toward men who still chase. So yes, she might not care about money, but she'll always care about what kind of man it takes to earn it. Because at the end of the day, she's not looking for luxury. She's looking for stability she doesn't have to build alone. Number 7, I just want a nice guy. It sounds simple, innocent even. She says it with a sigh, maybe after a breakup, maybe after being hurt. You hear it and think, that's me. I'm the nice guy. I'll treat her right. But then, something strange happens. You give her what she said she wanted: consistency, attention, devotion. And suddenly she's bored. She starts texting slower. Her tone shifts. The same kindness she once admired now feels invisible. Here's the truth. When most women say they want a nice guy, they don't mean a man who's easy. They mean a man who's emotionally safe, but still unpredictable enough to keep her awake. What she craves isn't constant agreement. It's polarity. See, niceness without boundaries isn't love. It's surrender. And no woman, no matter how sweet her words, is attracted to a man she can completely control. She might appreciate him, but she won't desire him. Women test, not because they want to destroy your confidence, but because they need to feel yours. It's their subconscious way of asking, can I lean on you without crushing you? When you pass those tests, calmly, firmly, without resentment, that's when she feels safe and intrigued. But when you fail them by over-explaining, pleasing, or apologizing for existing, she doesn't see kindness. She sees weakness disguised as virtue. The nice guy mistake isn't being kind, it's being harmless. You can be gentle without being passive, loving without losing your edge. A truly attractive man lives by one simple rule: be kind, not soft. That means you give without expectation. You listen without begging to be heard. You love her, but you love your peace more. When she says, "I want a nice guy," what she's really saying is, "I want a man who's stable, grounded, and has standards. Someone who won't let me ruin him when I'm emotional." Because deep down, she doesn't want to lead. She wants to relax, in the presence of strength that doesn't need to prove itself. So stop confusing niceness with nobility. Stop thinking love equals submission. She doesn't need your worship. She needs your balance. Because the truth is, women don't fall for men who say yes to everything. They fall for the one who can say no without losing calm. She doesn't want a saint. She wants a man who makes her choose. The truth is, not every lie a woman tells is meant to hurt you. Most of them are shields, ways to control uncertainty, to soften rejection, to protect her image from the chaos of emotion. Women rarely lie out of malice. They lie because, in their world, words are tools for emotional navigation. But for men, words are contracts. We take them literally. We hear, "I'm not talking to anyone else," and think commitment. We hear, "He's just a friend," and assume peace. We hear, "I'm not ready. I've never done this before. All my exes were toxic. I don't care about money, and I just want a nice guy." And we translate them as truth. The problem isn't the lie itself. It's our failure to understand its language. Every sentence she speaks carries a deeper layer of meaning, not to manipulate you, but to manage how you perceive her. When you learn to hear beneath the words, you stop being angry and start being aware. You stop reacting to emotion and begin responding to patterns. You realize that her contradictions aren't games, they're signals, and those signals tell you whether she's safe to love or dangerous to your peace. That's where real power begins. Not in controlling women, but in controlling your interpretation of them, because clarity is strength. So don't harden your heart. Sharpen your perception. Don't become cynical. Become fluent. Watch her actions. Read her consistency. Study her energy. That's where honesty lives. Every man eventually faces a choice: to chase what she says or to understand what she means. Choose the latter. It's the difference between falling for the illusion and walking beside the truth. And if you've made it this far, you've already begun to see differently. You've started to separate noise from signal. Now keep going. Learn the patterns. Learn yourself. If you want to become the man who never gets emotionally manipulated again, subscribe right now. Drop a comment below. Tell me the line you once believed that hit you the hardest when you finally saw the truth. And remember, the truth isn't what she says. The truth is what she repeats when you stop asking.